Hi, welcome to the team meeting of Tiffany, Amy, and Laura, and we are jumping right into cooking together. And the recipe that we are doing together is our Mile High nachos. And because our whole meeting is Nacho Average Pampered Chef team meeting / Nacho Average cooking show. So it's all nacho based, and I'm going to take you in the other room so you can see what the gals are doing. But basically we took the Mile High recipe off the website, Consultants Corner, and kind of without actually typing it up this way, we broke it up into stations. So station one is Amy Robb is doing that part right now, and she is getting the chicken ready on the grill pan. So she cut it with the closing cut, and now she's seasoning it and gonna put it and grill it on the grill pan. Alexis and Sherilyn are taking care of the cheese, grating that, and the recipe calls for like a block and a half. So I think it's 24 ounces total. And then Sherilyn there is a can of pinto beans, a can of olives, and a jar of jalapenos. So all of them need to be opened and then drained completely. So they've got a couple tools in there for that you'll see. And then Amy Johnson and Nancy are over on the other end, and they are de-seeding and slicing tomatoes, testing out which is better, the tomato knife or the quick slice. And then, what's the other thing that's in there? Oh, cilantro. So we were discussing how cilantro, when it comes to your herbs, Amy taught us this a while ago, that with cilantro, you got the bunch of cilantro that you should rip it, like if you were in a girl fight and you needed to rip someone's hair out, all right? So you rip the top of the cilantro, as opposed to parsley that you snip, like if you were giving it a haircut. So cilantro also, the stem is edible and like it's not terribly bitter like some other herbs are that you just take the leaf right off of it. With cilantro, the leaves are usually, there's a space in between the two leaves, so you don't want to waste that. So I usually tell people they can go well below the second leaf, but I don't usually use like the whole thing. So I kind of just, when I grab it off, I make sure that I don't leave the second leaf there hanging. So I'm gonna let's see how we're doing here I'm gonna take this in there. Hopefully my battery does not die on us for this. All right, so we're gonna come in here. All right, so I'm gonna turn you around so you can kind of see what's going on in here. All right, so there's Nancy doing the tomatoes and the cilantro. So the cilantro she's got in the prep bowl, and she's just slicing and dicing it with the shears. I figured this was the best way to kind of get it small. And then over here was the things that needed to be opened and drained. So they used the Easy Read colander and the what is that thing called? Can strainer. And then the cheese, of course, has been shredded and ready to go. And we're gonna use the grill stone tonight as opposed to the white round stone that is what is featured in the recipe. And then as you see over yonder, Amy Robb is over there grilling our chicken on our grill press. So this basically just gets layered, 2 different layers. You do a layer of chips, a layer of all your toppings, another layer of chips, another layer of all your toppings, and then it's gonna go in the oven just enough to get everything melted. Our chicken is gonna be hot because we're gonna use it right after we grill it. And there you have it. So I wonder if I set her up here.
So this is, this recipe.
How well was she?
You said Brian Parker, right?
I want to say Brian Parker was the one that initially came up with it, and then home office took it, and I guess like.
But Brian Parker and was it Michael Yoakley are having like $2,000 shows or something with this, right? I mean, they're getting like. So what is it about this that is driving the sales? I wonder, because you gotta be.
Well, I mean, I guess.
They use them big.
Yeah, the grill pan is definitely a power tool. And there is another recipe that's floating around that is a grilled nacho recipe, a grilled vegetable, I think is what it is. And so that one I saw Michael Yoakley post something on. And what he does is on your grill, you put all your vegetables on this, and you grill them first.
Okay.
So you get them all kind of like the corn, it's kind of black, like not blackened, but grilled, I guess.
Yeah.
And so you grill all of them, and then you remove all your veggies.
Okay.
And then do your chips and cheese and veggies on that.
That's the part though I would have a disaster of removing the veggies.
Yeah, so I would figure out how
and
to
I guess if you use the scoop and drain,
yes.
That would be good.
To get it kind of scoop it.
Yeah, because I would feel like I would wreck that. Maybe I would.
And I think too, this recipe, you can, like, I contemplated buying black beans because I like a black bean on a nacho. So I was like, well, I like that. And as you guys saw, I bought the tiniest can of olives because I'm not an olive lover. So I didn't want leftover olives, so I just bought the little one. And then I also made this up in the bottom. Which, that's okay, because when you buy the cans that have the pop top, you guys remember when I told you about this? You buy the ones with the pop top and take it off from the bottom. You can clean it out, and then you can do a very Pinterest-like little whatever.
Put M&Ms in it. That's what I want.
Put M&Ms in it. Then you seal it, and when it comes back to the top, the pop top is still intact. And then you can give it to someone, and they have to figure out how you got it in there.
Huh.
So I did that to my dad one year for a gift card, or like he wanted money or something for Christmas, and I was sick of just putting money in an envelope, so we did that instead. And shoved candy in there. But we did like the fruit cocktail, so it was like a bigger can or whatever. So, but we got all this grain, but you could, I think you could doctor up any way you wanted, and especially with your station style, whatever products you wanted to showcase. Like, I really contemplated buying cherry tomatoes to do in the close and cut, but then I was like, but I want to do my chicken in the close and cut.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I could have bought cherry tomatoes and done it on the quick slice, like you did last time, but I follow the recipe. Since I figured since we're doing it the first time, I'll follow what it says, and then you can modify afterwards.
I am considering buying another close and cut to go in my show bag so that I can do my chicken on it, and then again do my, because I mean, even, I know it's raw, but even when you wash it in front of people, they're still like, yeah. So I'm thinking like if I just had another one where I could say this is fresh, you know, and then throw them back into the dishwasher.
That's a good idea.
Done, but
I'd probably label mine with a Sharpie.
Oh, and reuse it always?
And always use the same one for chicken and
Oh,
the same one for
I don't
vegetables.
care. I put it in the hot dishwasher
I don't
and
know.
get over
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure it'll be fine in the dishwasher. There's something else that you were saying.
Quick slice, buy another quick slice, put it in my show bag. I don't know.
Quick slice or close and cut?
Close and cut.
Okay. And then I was thinking too, the chicken, like I would totally, this called for smoky barbecue or smoky applewood, which is like bacon tasting smelling. And I probably, because I was getting really low on the smoky applewood, but I wanted to at least be able to taste this with you guys, I would totally have used Southwest, Tex-Mex, Chipotle, whatever
Totally.
you wanted to do. And then I'm trying to think of what else.
So the guacamole,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
were
guacamole.
making that, do you think that you would make it in the MFP?
Yes, it did call making an MFP. And so it had a quick tip that I did not print the second page to the quick tip, the way it printed there on the side.
Yeah.
And it basically said, buy a tomato, buy an onion, buy avocado. And I was like, oh, this is $1.29. So I'm going to get that instead. Because I was buying everything else. And I was kind of thinking like my host what would I want my hostess to do?
Right.
And I mean, avocado is something that you buy normally. Like, they're not something that I buy on a regular basis, but there are plenty of people out there who do.
Yeah.
So,
Tiffany, I made guacamole in my MFP last night. It was fantastic.
there you go.
What did she say?
She made guacamole in her MFP last night.
Oh, okay. I had a glass of chocolate milk last night.
So did Mia. All right. So then
I don't ever want to eat guacamole.
I know while we're waiting on the chicken.
It's almost done.
Oh,
Get rid of it.
this is my guess. So why don't y'all talk about what else we brought? Okay, so this is Amy Rob.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
I modified the Jamaican jerk chicken.
Oh, good.
I had an extra ear of corn, so I added corn and I added black beans because I thought the chicken was boring. I did chicken in my rock crock, microwaved it with a little Jamaican jerk on it, and then I added the beans and the corn, microwaved it a little bit more to get it hot all the way through. And then when I got here, I dumped a block of cheese in. I ran out of Colby Jack, so there's like half a Colby Jack and half a cheddar mixed in there. And then in the other room, there are some limes. And I brought tomatoes that I wasn't cool enough to seed. It calls for red peppers, but A, I didn't have any at home, and B, I don't like them. So you get tomatoes, but I squished a lime in there and put a little bit of Jamaican jerk in the tomatoes. And that is that. So we'll pop them in the oven for like 7 minutes.
Okay.
And the cheese will get goopy. And
awesome.
And then when you add you top it after that with the sour cream, or is that?
And I grab my sour cream. Yeah, there's optional sour cream. Okay.
So, but
yeah, sour cream, and they say to add the Jamaican jerk.
Okay, so this is the Paper Chef Jamaican jerk recipe.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, with
Okay, here's Ben. Yeah, that is really good. The sour cream with the Jamaican jerk mixed in. People really like
I brought
that.
Jamaican jerk, but
I have plenty of sour cream. I bought a big thing.
Another thing that's fun to do if you have the easy accent decorator is to put the sour cream in there and let people put their own on their portion so they get to use it.
They suggested a plastic bag. And
Yeah.
I said,
Yes,
do that?
the recipe has a plastic bag. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. This is my guest, Shonda, and she is a baseball mom slash hostess of mine. And so I asked her if she'd want to come and like try your recipes with us. So we are. This is. I'll let you take the copy because I know you like recipes. The Mile High nachos that we are making. So let me get you a batter bowl out because we can just.
99%.
And then my salt chopper is right there. There you go.
Excuse me?
How long have you been cooking the chicken? How long have you
You've been cooking that?
7 minutes.
The chicken?
No.
Just a few minutes. I haven't been paying attention to how long people do it.
I butterflied it.
They are.
That's the tree that ham.
Yeah.
Those
are
This was at your show. We did them in the rock crock.
Right.
So we did them the same way. You know how we filleted them with the close and cut?
Right.
We did the same way to do that.
Okay.
And really, it's just a couple of minutes on each side.
Yeah, if you didn't do that, it would be longer and harder to get them cooked through in the middle without overcooking the ends.
All right, so what are the layers? Are we supposed to do chips?
I don't know. Chocolate tortilla chips on the stone.
You should have seen me in the store going, okay, this is 20% more, and this is a bigger bag than the other side. So is this technically 2 bags, or is it a bag and a half, or what? Try to find
We do cheese and half of the chicken.
Does it call for a certain amount of chips?
a bag and a half.
That's what it
So
says?
weird.
No
Yes.
ounces or cups?
What does it say total? Does it?
Total.
That's so random.
1.5 bags. Oh, 1 1/4 pounds total.
All right, so a pound is 16, so 20
and 8 is 20.
Thank you.
20 cups.
It does, 20 cups of chips.
and a quarter pound. So a quarter is 4 ounces.
Right?
So it's 20 ounces total.
Oh, I thought you said 1.5 pounds.
1.5 pounds?
What's that?
1 1/4 pounds.
Oh, sorry.
So
So
20 ounces total, and this is 15. So
Okay, so
whatever.
you need that 1 bag plus a little
You know
bit?
what? I'm gonna dump some chips on there and
Yeah.
call it a day.
All right, so what do we have?
Cheese, then chicken, then toppings, half of everything, then duplicate.
Oh, got
Oh my
you.
God.
Like nacho lasagna.
Yes.
Like the nachos at what's his face?
Jimmy Buffett?
No. Yard House.
Oh.
Chicken nachos.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm talking about your house.
But they're really good.
The whole jar.
No, that's the place where we went, and I
You're
asked the
probably
waiter,
gonna-
I was like,
it's
is the
one
pizza
jar,
sauce chunky
yeah.
or smooth?
Did I do the right
And he was
ounces?
like, I think it's chunky. And I was like, okay, I'll just get some fries or whatever.
Oh, I remember
And he's
that.
like, he comes back with a ramekin of sauce. And I'm like, listen, jerk, like, you did not have to do this. You said chunky, that was good enough for me. Like, I don't want your sauce. And it's chunky, and now I realize.
Thinking like,
It was
how I
chunky.
should.
He wasn't sure he had
I think it's pretty good.
I
feel
just
like
go
could
there
do a
for
little more on
beer.
the bottom.
That's-
Beer is smooth, not chunky.
Beer is definitely smooth.
Which is a good thing.
The raspberry cider there is actually really good.
Where?
Yard House.
You know what? I like they have some kind
It's
of
very clear. I thought it was Sprite when I first saw it.
nachos, not nachos, tacos. Where you get to pick like 3 different flavors.
Like a flight?
Well, you're supposed to get 2 of the same, 2 or 3 of the same, but I always ask them, can I get 1 of each? Because they're,
Yeah.
that's how I am.
So good.
And one of them is
All right,
black
now
and
what?
something.
Half toppings and then your
Alright.
I'm not a fan of these either. Maybe I shouldn't.
And that's like,
Alright, does anybody like
I like
it?
them, but I was saying, I know Laura does. That's why I got the small.
you can put just a little on.
My mother-in-law does it because he's a nail polish stripe, so she knows which side is which.
That's funny.
Yeah. But then she's like, I can't remember the nail polish. It's with the onions and I got the onion. I'm like, what the heck?
Well, at
Now
Chicho's,
it's
they do
charred.
pizza like that. The pizza, they put an olive on the crust of like.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do that too. I love olives, but I don't love them on pizza for some weird reason.
No,
I guess they
think
add
it
sauce.
I love them on nachos, but don't put them on my pizza.
Right?
So is that jalapenos?
Yes.
Pickled ones?
Pickled
Okay.
ones. And it said, I can't remember if it said sliced or, you could totally put these in the MFP too if you wanted to make them smaller.
Yeah.
Laura's like, I don't want an nacho with jalapeno on it.
No, that's not
But when
true.
they're big, you can pick.
I use those
Yeah.
kind of jalapenos
I
for
do
my
like
chicken
those.
dip.
All right, so what else is that it? Oh, cilantro.
Do you really?
So, those and the
What kind of
getting
roast?
pepperoni cheese.
Okay.
We'll do that on top. I don't remember.
It's beef.
Whatever. More chips.
More chips.
Oh my god. I'll have to look it up.
That's how I make chips.
I don't work for my family. I can probably eat that.
It was just a recipe
Molasses?
I found. No.
Now
it's
the
not
stones,
long.
the contemporary stones that are going to be on special in September that have like the deeper
Lots of-
size,
That's what
that would be a good idea.
Yeah. I thought this thing.
And I was looking out for y'all's waistline. I got these are the ones that are lower in fat. Even though they're not low fat, they're not like the baked ones. But a friend of mine told me that she always got the Snyder's white corn.
Okay. I didn't even know they made tortilla chips. I thought it was pretzels and that's it.
No, they do. So these are 25% less fat than the leading tortilla chip.
We're making nachos and we're worried about how much fat to
Yeah.
That was the recipe I looked at the other day. It was like an apple cinnamon bake, and so they chopped up cinnamon rolls, the canned cinnamon rolls, chopped those up, poured some like egg mixture, milk, cinnamon, chopped up some Granny Smith apples, put those on there, drizzled with the icing from the stuff, and then baked it. It looked fabulous. And then one of the comments was, well, I don't like apple skins. I would probably peel my apples. And somebody goes, well, that's the healthiest part of the apple. And she was like, did you look at the recipe? We are not worried about health at all. We started with canned cinnamon rolls. Health went out the window at that point.
All right, so the Mile High is
We drained everything
first. Reach its limit of stacking.
Okay, these are not meant to. And what are you stacking it on?
That is the grill stone. We did not follow the directions and use the white round stone.
There's really no benefit.
Yeah, I think, yeah, one or the other, so.
Oh, it goes on before you make it?
And I was telling them, whatever. Thanks, Alexis. You're the one who's supposed to be reading.
We're getting a
We
little.
have more cilantro.
It's Alexis's fault. She broke it.
All right, so
And that goes on later too, right?
yeah, that we can go on afterwards. All right, then I'll rinse these cans out. Be a good recycler.
Holy guacamole. That's a great one.
I recently saw a thing that you can take a jar and put your Scentsy wax in it and put the lid back on and punch holes in it and then put it in your car. So when your car gets hot,
Oh, is it
like
what
mason
kind of jar?
any kind of jar. I showed it with a mason. I know.
I'm doing
Look
that.
at a little friend on there.
Doing it.
It's like with a mason jar. But Jim was like, the mason jar won't fit my cup holder. I was like, all right, well then I'll save you a.
It's cheaper than a car jar.
Yeah.
They have mason jars lids.
Yes.
That have the little open holes.
There you go. All right, so while that is cooking, I'm gonna put this one in when Amy's come out, and we'll do a Sherilyn's too. Visit the stats table and do any of the stats that you need to do. Raffle bag thing is over here. Catalog raffle is over here,
Don't
and
forget to put your name up if you did.
we brought a recipe.
Did not bring it down.
We got to pick a winner out of that from last time. If you bought a recipe last month, I did not put you up there. Didn't you bring something last month? Put your name on there twice. Like, I just don't remember. I didn't remember to do it last month. And on the stat sheet, even though y'all said you didn't have any stats,
Just do it anyway.
write, you're supposed to print your name on the stat sheet. We were having a hard time trying to remember back. when people are actually here. So just write your name.
I did do that for everybody who's here.
You did everybody already?
Yeah, I wrote them all down because I was there.
I really want you to send me some of that.
So that recipe would make that's what I meant to tell you guys. That recipe would make a great second recipe if you're in that.
Like you have 12 people, I'll bring dessert kind of thing.
This is really easy. It's a can of blueberry pie. I had the can over here earlier.
Filling.
Blueberry pie filling, a short can of crushed pineapple. I open them both. I dump them in the baker. I don't even put them in a bowl. I take a scraper and I mix them together, fully incorporate. Open a bag of yellow cake mix, moist. Jim hates that word. Sprinkle that so that it's completely covered all over the blueberry mixture, and then 2 sticks of melted butter. You pour on top. Bake. I did 350 for 50 minutes or 45 or 50. Do you? And I did put walnuts on half. And it is sitting in there, and that's what the kids came in here like, are you making cake? And I was like, no cake for you. So, but that is one of our favorite summertime recipes. I want to say the first time we ever had it, like somebody brought it to our house when my mom had surgery or something. It was made with cherry pie filling, and we were not huge cherry pies, but then we made it with blueberry. And if you, like say it's right now where you can get the fresh blueberries and get them cheaper or whatever, it's a great time to just go ahead and add a whole nother like section of blueberries. Yeah.
I've done it with apple.
Okay. The other one I've done with apple, and this is actually, you could use apple pie filling like we were talking about, but Amber Joyner actually brought this one time to a meeting, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this?
The apple sugar cookie?
The apple sugar cookie bake.
Yeah.
And so you do the apples, and there's like some lemon juice and some brown sugar.
You
or you can buy that, but then you do the yellow, you buy sugar cookie dough in the log, and you slice it, and you lay the cookie on top, and then cinnamon sugar the heck out of the top, and then you bake it. And it's like a cobbler kind of, but I did buy you guys vanilla ice cream too, because Jim thought that it would be really good with the blueberry.
Yes.
And I baked it earlier because Jim has accidentally wanted to taste it when it first came out, and he has scolded his mouth.
Yeah.
So that's why I baked it the hour plus before you guys got here. So I had time to cool, but it's still probably going to be warm in the baker when you go over into the dining room. So I did not watch the time on how long this has been in.
Look at it, it looks melty.
The cheese needs to mix in, so it's not gonna be. And the cheese, 2001-ish.
Okay. So, all right, well, let me grab my agenda and we can see what we're doing next.
We're on track.
Sour cream and jerk rub.
Do you have the recipe? I have it on my iPad.
What do you need?
The jerk nacho.
No, I
can't remember the.
Should I turn the temperature up to 4? What was the?
A little bit.
What is this one say?
Yeah, you don't need to measure it.
350? Okay, that's what I have it at. What you need?
14.
So anyway, what you need?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Well, what else? Like we don't have to.
Yes. But I can use this scrape.
What do you need? Is that like
Quarter
melted?
cup
Should I
of
taste
sour
it?
cream to a teaspoon of
I think we
rub.
should taste it.
It just came off my chip, so. I'm gonna say it's delicious. I mean, it could stand to be a little warm. All right, so maybe maybe we should do Amy your training, and I'll rotate the things in the oven. Like I'll do yours, I'll do hers, get hers out, and then we can come back and grab a plate. How about that? Nobody's gonna eat mine.
I like olives.
Actually, shrimp and peppers right there. If anybody's allergic to shrimp, please don't eat that. Oh, okay, so this thing out. Exactly. Get it out. No, come in close. I'm really weird.
Grab a pen. Take a note. You need the info about the drop when you use cousins. I'm gonna get Jeannie out of the fridge.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you on top of the fridge. Here's your handout right here, Amy. Do you want one of these, Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pins right there. All right, so I'm gonna take you into the den because Amy's gonna start her training while I get all the recipes in and out of the oven.
You know which handout I'll need for Amy's training?
The one that was the Hostess 101, I think it's her first one.
Okay.
And
I tried to send Jeannie the, okay. Yes, that would be fine. I have to find it, Alexis. I think it's still in my ocean breeze bag.
Mike's always getting the Amsterdam pens, the promotional ones. Yeah. He loves those.
I can't find my iPad right this second. Oh, here it is.
I thought it was in there, but then it looked like the case was, like there was nothing inside of it that was solid.
Go ahead, Amy. You can start whenever.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get my, I'm going to tell you which, I just want to look at the handout so I can tell you what color.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Candace.
All right, so we're going to talk about fishing and hunting. So what are some similarities between a hunter and a fisherman?
Maybe go after it.
Okay, they go after what they want. What else? They both have patience. Okay.
That's true.
They have
That's true.
specific tools for their
Okay, specific tools for their jobs.
training or practice.
Okay. And what do they get out of what they do?
Food.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then if we equate that to, well, let's not even go there. Let's just say, what are the differences then? What's the difference between hunting and fishing? Okay, but in the end of the day, it all ends up on your plate. So what's the difference in their, I guess, in their approach?
The tools?
No, like how they do it, like their approach.
And like if you're fishing, you gotta be
Okay, all right, you're onto it.
yeah.
Okay, a hunter does what?
Go for it.
Like stalks their prey. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and what does a fisherman do?
Wait for it to come to.
Why would a fish come to a fisherman? Like if I'm just sitting in a boat.
Bait.
Okay, yeah, he has bait or lure, and he waits. Okay, so now you have to think about this. If you, as a consultant, go around and somebody says, "Oh, I'd like you to meet my friend Suzanne." "Oh, hey Suzanne, do you want to have a party?" Which one are you more like? Yeah, because you're like attacking. Okay. However, if at your shows you're saying, "Our host program is so great. We get so many things. Wasn't it easy to host with me?" Yes, and put it out there. You're more like a fisherman. Okay, you have the bait. You're attracting to you what you want. Now, when you are fishing, does every fish take the bait? No, but does a fisherman get discouraged?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You, Mama.
What was that?
Sometimes.
Shut up, fish expert. Apparently, we need to go fishing with her. So they don't get discouraged, okay? But the other thing is, what else happens sometimes? Every time that line is hit, does it result in a catch?
No.
What do you sometimes get? Just
Jesus.
Lost bait.
okay, well, lost bait. Okay, sure. But sometimes there's just what do you call it? Like what do you have on your line? A nibble. Okay, so we have to talk about that. How do you turn a nibble into a caught fish? Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. So that was just, I thought that was a really, I didn't come up with that, absolutely not. But I thought that was a really good image to kind of talk about what we were doing. So let's talk about our lures. What lures do we have as consultants to either get people to host a show or to join us in the business? What kind of lures do we have?
Specials.
Okay, specials, discounts.
The products.
Our products. What else would we use to attract people to us?
Fun.
Okay, we're fun.
Quality.
Getting to party with new people.
Okay, partying with the people. Party with the people. What else? What's not happening here that could be happening right here?
Logo.
Logo wear.
Mhm.
Okay. What about like a car sign? So things like that. Maybe taking something to a gathering in a paper chef dish.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all lures. That's all attracting to us. So, all right, what are some indications of a nibble?
Them saying they could use more money.
Okay, somebody saying I could use some more money. Okay, good one. What else?
Somebody's saying, oh, I have a Pampered Chef product that I got as a gift. I really love it.
Okay, somebody shouting their love for Pampered Chef. All right, what else?
Expressing just another product or.
Okay, want more products or recipes? What about, oh my gosh, that grill pan is so cool, but wow, it's expensive.
Yeah.
What about somebody who shows up to the show? Oh my gosh, we get to play with this stuff. That's so much fun. I'm so excited. That's a nibble.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who wants to do stuff or play with the products. Okay, so once you get a nibble, then how do you secure the catch? What do you do? To reel them in.
Talk about the other uses and like how they'll incorporate into their life every day. If it's the grill pan, then oh my gosh, that's so expensive.
All right,
Talk
so
about-
multiple uses of the products. Okay, what else?
In a way, don't you still have to host coach? It's just in a different format.
Very good. You always have to host coach, whether you're steering them towards a business or hosting or even just purchasing. You're still kind of working that same thing. All right, what else? Anything else? What about, so let's go back to what our nibbles were, what we said our nibbles were. So let's say somebody who walks in the door and can't wait to get their hands on the products.
You want them to touch as many as
okay.
possible. And use as
All
many
right,
as
so that's the person that every time you need assistance, you're going to want to call on that person, or put her in charge of a whole station, if you do it that way. All right. What about somebody who says, "Wow, I would love to have that grill pan, but it's just too pricey." How would you reel that person in?
Talk about the discounts and specials and they can get them, or
If you overhear that kind of a comment, then, and it's hard to do all the time, and it's hard to do it perfectly, but if you could try to catch it sometimes, you know, every time you do is better. So if you hear somebody say that, then every time you touch that grill pan, you might say, and Suzanne here wants to give this a half off when she has her party. And just keep, because the more times they hear it, you know, the more it goes in. All right. So, so let's talk about our fishing licenses. Just going to beat this one into the ground. All right. So this is the Hosting 101 flyer. It is available on Consultant's Corner, but lucky for you, I've got one for you right here. That you can check out. So this is kind of just bare bones, basic how to host coach. And you may need something more in depth, and that's available in Consultant's Corner, but this is a really good, just very basic look here, and it will help you. So it kind of tells you what to put in your host packet, and they don't even call them calls anymore. Notice they refer to them as check-ins, because maybe you're not actually calling them on the phone, but things to go over, your main points to go over each time you talk with them. The 5-15-5 formula, which a lot of people just put out in their, like, you know, it's right on the front of their first catalog, or it's on the first page of their host packet or something, which is great, but unless you draw attention to it, it probably won't be ingrained or implemented. So definitely talk that idea, that method up with your host, because it is proven to be successful. And a little blurb there about recruiting. So this is good to keep, you know, in a page protector, just right by your desk or with your stuff, and make sure you're touching on all those points. So when we host coach, and you know, we could say this every meeting and it won't be enough, but it is going to help both you and your host, because even if she's not interested in getting a lot of stuff, even if she's just having a party for the fun, or because she really wants to see you make X recipe or whatever, if she has a party and walks away from it where she's had great attendance, she had a lot of fun, and she got some free stuff out of it, that's a success. Okay, nobody walks away from a party with 15 people and says, that really stunk. People walk away from a party where only one person showed up and say, that really stunk. Mm-hmm. So we want our hosts to feel good about that. And then it's also going to help you. And that goes back to that old saying where they say, you know, to get what you want, you have to help other people get what they want. And that's kind of what we do. We will succeed as consultants when we help our hosts get what they want, because it's just natural. So, and if you want to catch bigger fish, metaphorically speaking, you're going to want to hand this out to every guest and every host at your shows. But that means I have to order it on supply. Yeah, it's cheap. Just order a ton of these. It's well put together. It's the Taste of Good Life brochure. If you haven't looked through it since it came in your changeover kit, here it is. It's eye-catching. It's pretty. It's got the right colors. It has all the basic info someone would need. A lot of times when we talk about recruiting, we say to think of it like the sex talk, and you don't want to like throw out all this information. So when a kid asks you, where do babies come from, instead of saying, let me draw you some diagrams, sometimes you just say, they come from their moms, and that's it, because that's all they wanted to know. So this is just that basic info that somebody would need if they had an initial question. And one of the things I think that's really great is if you have somebody who's really interested and they're looking at this, is you can give this to them and say, here's a little bit of information. It's probably going to answer some of your questions. Most likely it's going to generate a few more. I'd love to talk with you to answer those questions. I think that's a really good, you know, easy way to just say, you know, because of course somebody's going to look at this and go, oh, okay, they get a 20% discount, but what about, and it just leads to more questions. So this, I think, is something that every guest should walk away with. And you could print a little sticker or a little label, use a stamp, whatever, right here, so your info's on there. Just put it in everybody's hands. If you were giving out paper receipts, there's no reason not to tuck your paper receipt right in here. If you're handing a business card, a recipe card, giving them a high five, whatever you do, everybody should have one of these. Even if they don't want to sign up, which this is sort of geared to, it still has enough info that it's going to push them to remaining a customer, possibly becoming a host, all of that. So I would say order a few packs, have enough on hand to put one in every person's hand before they leave, okay? All right, so now we're going to hand these out. And let me make sure.
Each little section.
Oh, look at you. Okay, so the one thing I may not. All right, so you're going to get these. I'm going to tell you, if you keep them in this order, I'll tell you kind of which ones go with what, because they're all different, and I'll explain how they work. That's why I had to get my phone so I can look up the colors to coordinate with the thing. So let me pull up that. And bear with me once.
I was running out of color ink, so
it's not a big deal. It's just, if I can look at it, then I'll know.
The big worm and the little worm.
Oh yeah, it's only one page of worms. Okay. Oh, well that makes life easier. Okay, so the top worm, little worm, skinny worm. All right, that, hold on, I'm gonna catch up to here. Okay, so that is a, oh no, that's a blue worm, that's a yellow worm, a gold worm. Okay, all right, so the top, the skinny worms, okay. Every time you talk to someone about hosting a show, not every host you have, but every time you talk to someone serious about hosting a show, put their name on one of the skinny worms, okay? Those are your hosts. Aren't they all skinny and cute? So we're going to see how many of those we can get before our next meeting, okay? And those are, you're going to cut them out and bring them to the next meeting, okay? Cut out your wormies and bring them to the, however many you fill in. Don't bring blank ones, okay? All right, so that's your host line. Now the bottom, the fat worms, each time you speak to someone about the business, okay, a potential recruit, you're going to put their name on the fat worm. You're going to cut it out and bring it here. Don't bling a worm. That's not a good idea. Don't bring any blank worms. All right, so those are what you're going to put on your worms. Now, let's talk about our fish. Next page. All right, your top 4 fish with the top 4. I don't know how to describe them. These 4 right here. Those 4 fishes. Okay, those are our green fish. Okay, and that's for money. So every time you submit a show, you're going to write the host's name on a fish and bring it to the next meeting. Okay? If you need more than 4, you let us know. Okay? Now the bottom 4 fish, that look like fish in the headlights, they are a red fish, and they represent power and becoming a director. So if you recruit anybody, that's where you're going to put their name on one of those fish and bring that to the next meeting. Okay? And if you need more, you let us know. All right. Now, the fishermen, I probably messed up and made Tiffany print too many. But you can, well, you've got 6 now, so there you go. So you can stick one in your car, you can stick one at your desk, you can stick one wherever. Just reminding you to be a fisherman. Stick one on your desk at work, stick one on your desk at home, stick one on your bathroom mirror, whatever. And it will remind you to be a fisherman and to throw out your bait, watch for your nibbles, and reel in all your catches. Now, what we want you to do is to go through your list of contacts. Now, if you've been in business for a really long time, you might have a ton of contacts. Oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. Where do I start? Go back 3 months, because that's just a day I picked right now, and talk to every guest you've had in the past 3 months. And when you run out of those, then go back 6 months until you catch up, okay? So go through your list of contacts and just follow up with anybody who hasn't hosted a show, was interested in the business, was wishing that the fill in the blank would go on sale. It's always on sale when you host. Okay? And remember, just like a successful fisherman tries different places, you have to cast a lot of lines. Okay? So cast many, many lines because you're going to hit a hunting hole at some point. Bring all your bait and your fish that have anything on them to the next meeting, and we will have a little drawing for a little fun prize. Okay? Does that make sense? Yay. Yay. Fish. Woo.
All right, so Sherilyn, how long do I need to broil this for?
Or just till the cheese is
Melted?
yeah. And bubbly.
Oh, it's looking melty.
Okay.
All right, ladies, I'm gonna have y'all come and grab a plate.
Food time. I'm gonna carry. Oh, well, I don't know if I can carry her. I'm gonna try. I'll try to carry you and show you the food to you, because I don't want to eat any of it.
It already looked yummy.
I'd rather have brownies.
Right now, I have some I could ship you.
Right now, what?
I have some I could ship you.
Let me put Sherilyn's right here. They thought it was brownies. It's blueberry dump cake.
Our brownies.
That's Sherilyn's. I don't remember the name. What's the name of your recipe, or did you just make it up out of your head like you always do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come right behind you.
Sure, fajita nachos.
Okay, fajita nachos.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. There's the Mile High. Look
And
at
if
that.
somebody would grab up and take a picture so we can post it to the team.
Let's say, can she see that? Because I can't.
Kinda. You use my.
Is that better?
It looks delicious.
Okay, there's that. And then here's the blueberry dump cake that Tiffany was talking about.
And that's one similar I made at my party last Saturday. It looks really good.
Yum, yum.
And there's Amy's Jamaican jerk.
That smells so good.
Nachos.
I can get that. I think I'm gonna move that trivet, but.
Something I didn't grab was serving
Oh, I
utensils.
thought it flattened. I was gonna say.
No, it didn't flatten. It does have shrimp on it though. So what do you think we should serve it with? Spatulas or what?
Spatulas! Or a scooping train. I'm a fan of that.
I just made it up. Yeah. And it's probably somebody. I got 3 of these, so we'll grab these.
I'm sure they do.
Sounds amazing.
All right, plates. Jump in.
Yeah. You think I need to get closer?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just get in there.
Hey, she's going.
Okay, fine. Go.
Like, I don't know.
And then you love this one with sleeping on my tablecloth?
That's
That's right.
so quiet. I like it.
Ray is the quietest of them all.
What's the dog's name?
Duke.
I like when Duke was in the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I brought you back.
Cool, you were cool.
You brought me what? I brought you back.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I might eat some cake though. I'm gonna eat that. You can have some cake. I will eat some cake.
Oh, I didn't get a serving utensil for that. All right, so this one, you have guacamole, which you can use on any of them, regular sour cream, and the one, the Jamaican jerk sour cream. You can mix them all together. I mean, oh yeah.
I'm not sure if I like pineapple.
You're not gonna taste it. It's
Okay,
just for a hint.
Yes, ma'am. No.
Got it, Sarah, you go first.
Yep. It's going everywhere. I'm making it.
Can you jump to the dump cake, Amy?
Yep.
You want the ice cream with it? Sure. You know what? You're gonna laugh. I left both my ice cream scoops at school.
I know. Yeah, you told me that.
Let me see if I can find another one.
Yeah, this is very hard to get into. That worked out.
I have random ice cream. I'm totally getting dessert on the second. So.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want ice cream touching my nachos.
No.
Yeah, that would be bad.
This is an insane amount of nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nacho average paper chocho.
Shall we read them?
I am done. Thank you.
Oh, and then I'm gonna have to
Right.
cook next.
Well, and that's the thing that I was
Guess I
like.
should eat fast.
Our temperature that
You're gonna have to call Nick.
What was that?
Jamaican jerk. Did the cheese in the second layer melt?
I make that salsa again.
Yeah. The pineapple salsa?
Oh,
I love that stuff.
I was like, okay, we can't make it again, y'all. I'm like, this we're gonna make it.
Please make some ice cream.
We should only have some ice cream.
Thank you. I'm gonna get real personal with this ice cream.
Now to go.
Are you okay? There is tea in the pitcher, right? Just you need more. Alright. So Sharon, yours are shrimp? Is that right?
Yes. They're spicy and delicious. Oh, thank you. They're spicy.
Say anything that Sharon makes.
It's funny because I don't taste spicy, I just taste goodness.
No. I love the whole can of Raquel on there.
And
And chilies and like sauteed. The baked fajitas.
That's awesome.
All right.
All right, so I do not taste the pineapple.
Thank you.
And it's not as ugly as the color as when I did the microwave.
True.
It is like,
True.
yes,
It's forming.
yes.
Here, please.
Clean it up.
What would you call this? Shirt, pants, floor. Clean it up.
This is gonna be hard to decide which nacho is the best.
No.
Because they all bring a little something different.
Results say that your mind is
Those are yummy.
wrong.
The Jamaican jerk.
They're really good. I really like that one.
I didn't hear all the adaptations she made, but I can tell the chicken or the corn.
I had an extra ear of corn that Ethan decided after I heated up he didn't want, and I added a can of beans because I thought chicken and chips would be boring.
I have done this at a show using scoops instead of flat chips. And you could totally do them on a stone. I think they're a little easier to, like, you get all your junk in there sort of thing. You could also put them in a mini muffin pan, but I wouldn't do that at a show because you don't want to sell muffin pans. You want to sell stones.
Right.
But
Can I try a scoop of this, Mom?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I think I've done the Jamaican jerk with stew,
Oh, good.
and I do the pineapple salsa sometimes with that. You better eat all that.
If I don't, Dad will.
That is so hard to decide which one I like best because I like the different flavors of all three.
all good.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I hate that sound.
Yeah, it's like chalkboard.
Yes, a stone with the scraper or spatula, serving spatula.
That's why I can't serve lasagna. Because I make it in my
13 by 9.
rectangular baker, and I use that spatula because it cuts it and serves it. I have to like leave it around and hide under a blanket.
Laura, what did you serve your wonderful lasagna with the other night?
Or Chinese fashion. For that reason.
That's perfect. Michael even served their piece of lasagna and then cut up their bites. But which I don't know, do they have to be married before you stop cutting up their food? Like what the, I'm like, can you learn? I cut my lasagna with a fork as I eat a bite. I cut it and shovel it right into my mouth.
I sleep at Tiffany's though.
Really? If there's no hope for me. Well, I know because the other night when you guys were there, we were both like, I don't know how to cut this up for the kids.
What was it that we were doing?
I don't remember what we ate.
Oh, when your husband made chicken.
Oh, was it barbecue chicken? Yeah.
Yeah, we had him just pick it off the
We were like,
grill.
I don't know how to do this.
It's easier, I think, if it's a leftover and you're reheating it because you can cut it up while it's cold
Yes.
Yes.
and then heat it.
Yes. Those onions and peppers taste good, Sherilyn.
So,
Thank you.
could you recreate that recipe? Or is it a new creation every time? Sort of.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just,
A little of this, a little of
yeah.
that.
Whatever you have at home that day.
So you would do that at a show, or have you?
No, I usually do it just for myself.
You think it would be good at a show? It's easy. We could show a lot of products. Okay.
Let me think. Well, I did use my quick slice. I use that, you know, the girl stuff.
For your peppers.
Yes, I use the quick slice for my peppers.
Get off me.
And the olives. I use the quick slice for the olives. I said that.
I use my stainless steel sauté pan to sauté my onions and peppers.
I still haven't watched your video.
It's ridiculous. And yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of product, but those are the ones I use.
Well, what about your cheese? So like you could shred that.
Yeah.
Using bag.
True. This is true. Because I didn't use bags.
I mean, there's not that much difference really between that one and that one.
No. True.
Throw in some measuring products and preparables.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon it's
On the can opener.
yeah,
Open the
that's a good one.
Rotel and the chilies.
All right, so I guess I should give you guys a moment to refill your plates. And then session training number 2. We're gonna commence.
We did 8 all night.
I know, right? I guess I should have brought the chairs in here. We could have just sat around the table.
Just keep eating.
Just keep eating.
I'm a fan of that.
That's why I like picky food. Just don't make it. Just use the dry egg mix. And it's just 2 sticks of butter on top.
So there's no eggs in it.
That's what I did yesterday when I was this barbecue. I used a mini muffin, the brownie pan, brownie pan, and a box of spice cake mix, 1 can of pumpkin, and a cup of ginger ale.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mixed it together and I put it in the individual, and I made little mini pumpkin pies. So that's what I call them. And I topped it with some Cool Whip and some fresh berries.
I would eat that. Yeah, it's good. Maybe not berries.
Yeah, just a Cool Whip. My kids just like it with a Cool Whip on top.
Yeah.
You did that in
Super
the
easy. Take it.
Brownie pan.
Huh?
the brownie pan.
The brownie pan, individual. I love that thing. Just a lot of
I thought you said pumpkin pan. I was like, what's a pumpkin pan?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Did see some butter.
I was thinking about the mini bundt pan. You remember that one?
Yes.
Oh, that thing was so heavy.
Yes.
Well, that's back in the day when I thought you had to take all the products with you.
Oh Lord.
That was heavy. Oh. All right, I'll do the
Why
first
would
one
you
to
do
go.
your face the whole time? I feel bad. All you see is booty. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna come back over here and get a genie, and then we'll go into the other room. That's so good. I was licking my chops.
I was too. You guys should share.
I know. I'd have to like plan way far in advance to like ship you tastes of
Right.
everything. All right, so let me put this, plug you back in, and line you up. Okay.
All right, now I really want to go to sleep. All my junk. I'm sorry, did I leave all my
No,
junk?
I'm looking for all things right. Just make sure.
Is this yours? What's this?
Yes.
Can you put it right there? The video I can drink it. It's good, huh?
Back up when Amy was sitting.
Yeah.
Do you want a topic?
Yeah.
All right, so I meant to print these on cardstock for you guys, but I have a love-hate relationship with our new printer, and I can't figure out why it defaults to cassette 2, where it should go to cassette 1, where I put the cardstock. So these would be really great the reason I was putting them on cardstock is that when you cut them, if you wanted to cut them at home, you could take them and put them in a sheet protector. That's like kind of more my thing right now, is to laminate everything. So I would laminate them back to front when we're done with this and keep them as whole. So I am giving you the option to either do that like that or to cut them and keep them as cards. So, Jeannie, in the attachment that I sent you, I think I sent you this one. Yeah, it's I got 8. Okay. I was ahead of the game today, believe it or not. And I actually sent her the documents we needed before we started the meeting. So Jeannie always comes to us from Texas. So she is watching our meeting from Texas. So it's great to have her on here. And we'll go through some recognition in a bit. So we've got some stuff to celebrate with her. But to piggyback on Amy's training, she's going to want you to fill out your little fishes with people that you talk to, the people that you get the nibbles from. And in the process of doing that, you're going to come across no's, right? It's just the nature of the game. And there's a bunch of statistics out there, like for every 10 people you ask, you'll get 1 yes. So I don't want you to feel bad when you have a no. You may have heard us say, go for no. There are times that I have made myself a chart and I have put like, every 10th box, I put a prize for myself. So the prize could be anything from like a nap, doesn't cost anybody anything, to a Starbucks. On the weeks that Amy and I do our pedicure, which is next Monday, if anybody wanted to know that. We will, I'll make sure like I get my nose before I go do the pedicure. Like the pedicure is the reward. So whatever your poison is, maybe Netflix, the next season of the show that you're watching. At any rate, so we hear, these are 8 of the common objections you're going to hear, but on your copy of them, there may be only 1 or 2 examples listed there to help you get your juices going. And then just for time's sake, I was going to have us break up into groups, but I know we're still kind of eating and maybe going back for more food and stuff. So I figured we can kind of just start with the one that says, I don't know anyone, or I'm new here, and kind of throw out some additional ideas you have, and I'll combine them with the leaders guide they gave me, because they're so smart, and see what else we can come up with, so that way we have an arsenal. So that's the reason we want you to have these, whether you cut them into cards or you put them in a sheet projector or you laminate them, is that when you are making these calls, Amy said go back 3 months or go back 6 months, and then you get these objections, you can say, well, maybe not so sarcastically, but you have something to fire back at. Okay, so let's start with I don't know anybody new here. So the ones that are given to us are get to know your neighbors, throw a party, by inviting everyone in your neighborhood. Invite 2 or 3 people and ask them to each bring a friend. So what are at least 2 or 3 others that we can come up with as a group that you could use as a suggestion?
Coworkers.
What if you don't work? What if you're the stay-at-home spouse?
Your kids' activities.
Children's activities. What did you say?
I said we work when we
We work when we stay at home, right? And what that kind of leads to is, ironically, Jeannie's husband's name is Frank, and the answer on this piece of paper, it says Frank's List. So if you don't remember the acronym Frank, friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, spouse. So everyone that you know through those people. All right, what's another one you guys can think of? Anybody send cards once a year?
Christmas card list.
Christmas card list.
Places you do business, like your hairstylist, bank teller.
Mm-hmm. And what they said here, which kind of goes along those lines, because I'm in a networking group, and the realtor is kind of like the central part of that group, and who is probably the first person you would ask for a referral. It says, if you've just moved in, invite your realtor and ask them to bring their friends. So, right, we said Christmas card list. Here's a good one that I did not come off the top of my head. If you were getting married or remarried or whatever, who would you invite to your wedding? So, a lot of times, especially my shows that are in January, February, I ask them to refer back to their Christmas card list, but those of people who have been married in the past 2 or 3 years or are a nerd and still have the spreadsheet that they use, like me, I have my wedding stuff on the spreadsheet. if those addresses were still good for me, I've been married now almost 14 years. But if you had been married within the past couple of years, you could still go back to that list. All right, so that's good. Let's go to number 2. I don't do parties. I don't really need anything. So what they have said is, what about doing a fundraiser for your favorite charity and give away all the host benefits to those who attend the party and treat your friends to the free. What are some other ones? That's a good one.
Oh, wow. I had a host do that once. You know Beth Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
So one of her friends was getting married, so she had a party, and then at the party, and the woman was getting remarried. She just turned to her and said, "You shouldn't buy anything because she should give you all the host benefits." And it was like a $1,100 party.
And didn't you recently have one where they like surprised someone? It was past couple years. Didn't they surprise one of y'all at the show and gave all the benefits to someone? Like, was a surprise shower or something? Maybe
that was that one.
It was that one.
Yeah.
And then didn't you? Okay, that's probably the one I'm thinking of. The charity one, I've been really pushing that one because, especially with the 50, 60s, they're like, oh, I don't cook anymore. So I'm really harping on does your church need stuff? Does your church kitchen need stuff? Are the little kids in the church going to a missions? You know, that kind of, you can get into that. That's a really good one. What are some other ones you guys need or can think of that I don't do parties? Let me give you another hint. Help restock the kitchen of a fire department.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I was thinking because a lot of times they'll say that the firemen cook. Mm-hmm. You know,
I'm going to show the fire department. Sign me up. I'm ready.
I know, right? I'm going to do the show at the fire department.
Yeah. A little bit, Jim. A little bit.
Stock up on wedding, graduation, shower, and holiday gifts.
Yeah.
So I do try to refer to my gift closet. Everyone, I'll say if you don't, then you need to start having a gift closet. And everybody kind of knows when I say, when somebody comes over and they're like, look what I got you. And you're like, I have something for you too. But they're like, you know. The last idea they have here. Do you know anyone who needs to learn how to get dinner on the table in 20 minutes? That should ring pretty good for everyone I come into contact with. Everybody's looking for how to do it quick. All right, my house is too small. So do you guys have some of my best parties have been in small houses, apartment studios, mobile homes? I'll make it work. Is that what y'all have? Yeah. Yes. And then co-host with a friend. So those are the 2 ideas they give us. What are some other ones that you guys, have you guys come across this recently? I had one day that this was the excuse. And guess where she's having it? Here.
I was going to say, offer for your own.
Yeah, I offer my own house all the time.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, my apartment's too small. And I first said, don't you live in an apartment complex? Do they have a clubhouse? It's $275 to rent. Wow. I said, what about my kitchen? It's free. She's like, done deal. This says, have it at a restaurant, a park district, a church, or other venue. So I know some of us are more familiar with the library settings than other, but the Chesapeake, what's the church? I'm sorry. There is a library. Where does Amanda work? Western Branch? Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a library over there. I don't know.
Memorial.
Yes. That we have used that room because there's a microwave in one of the meeting rooms there. Okay. And we have done something pretty quick. Like, you know, something that I think we've done the chicken barbecue Sammy's.
I was going to say, you totally could do that.
We've done that recipe in that meeting room of the library. You might have to be sneaky because they might not let you have food, but
if they have a microwave, they better just steal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Right, exactly. All right, so what other ideas do y'all have for places? Now, Alexis, I know you work in an office building, like
I wrote a conference room at work.
Conference room at work. There you go. I had done one at lunchtime for our conference room people. I actually brought the brownies already done, and then I showed them how to top them. We kind of like did all the like banana split type toppings.
Or grill or deck or outside.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't have to be in the kitchen. And some people are really harped on the kitchen part, like say they have a galley kitchen. Doesn't matter. Like I wouldn't mind. I would do a show in wherever your main space is. I don't care what room it's in.
I did one in the driveway.
Did you? Grill or no grill?
No, but they had this ginormous tree, like a live oak kind of thing, and so it shaded the whole area. I mean, it was fine.
Perfect. And you could totally like throw some cute little spins. I've done the what the heck, let's do it on the deck and let's be cool by the pool. I've done a trifle by the pool before, like the limeberry moon trifle. Y'all remember that one?
That was so good.
Okay, so I'm so busy, I don't have time. How much time do you think it takes? And when you deserve this more than anyone. So what are some other things you guys can think of?
I always say, you were here tonight, it would be the same thing, just at your house, so you don't even have to travel.
There you go, that's nice.
And it's just 2 hours, like you were here for 2 hours, shut up. Don't tell me busy, I hate people say that.
And I always say everybody has their own definition of busy. And I usually try to head that off during my show spiel. Like before I'm having the one-on-one, it's saying everyone has their own definition of busy. But busy people tend to make the best hosts because they use the most of their time. This weekend I had all this extra time and I got nothing done. But today I had what, Amy? We had 2.5 hours after our sprees, and look what you guys came into. So yeah, and I've ate. Have a lunchtime show. That's an excellent one. So during the lunch break, and that kind of goes back to the conference room thing. I did that one time, like I said, during the lunch. And I did a previous consultant on my team. She works at State Farm, I think. And I'm telling you, the break room was no bigger than Amy to me and about the width of that cushion. That was the break room. So I had a table at this end, and they were all crammed in there. Like there was like 4 of them. And we did chicken fajitas.
Wow.
In there. They're the same ones that we did at your party. We did those in there. And like the table was so little. So it doesn't really matter the space. All right. I've tried before and no one.
Do you have any others for the I'm so busy? I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah. You guys have any for that one?
I mean, what I was thinking was more on you probably don't get much time to see your friends, but I can't think of the word. Present, have a girls' night out or something.
Well, and I think of Alexis because you have so many obligations because of your beautiful Brady Bunch family. That like she goes to the campground to see half of her family on whatever weekends. Like I know you done campground shows before?
No. But
it was just your friend who lived in Karen did. Okay. Yeah. So they've done that. And then I know like you meet with your sorority sisters, try to once a month. Are y'all once a month? So why not? I also had a bunco group. Anybody play bunco? Amy, you play bunco, right? I've done a bunco group where we bought the prices ahead of time because usually there's either cash or prizes. And we bought the prizes ahead of time. So they were all Pampered Chef ahead of time. And then I took orders the night up. Like I showed up at bunco. I made a couple recipes like while they were playing. And then they ate them and they ordered. It wasn't a huge show, but it was just something, I got it. Got
like
something.
You're already going to be there.
You're already going to be there, so why not capitalize on that time? Now, I could have, whipped out a baseball night. I could have whipped out something at the baseball field, I guess.
Or book club.
Book club.
Or point out that you'll teach her recipes that will save time. So
yes.
I can show you how to get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes.
Because if you're so busy, yes. Yeah. Free up some of your time that you spend over the stove, in front of the microwave, whatever you're doing.
Do the experts give you anything else?
No. Busy people make the best hosts and have a lunchtime show. Oh. Those are the 2 that I kind of. All right, so I've tried before. No one comes. So you have one guest, bring a friend. They will get a gift from me.
You're weird and you have your friends. I'm sorry.
And let's use Frank's list. Are the 2 that you guys have, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So what are some other ones?
Honestly, when I say when somebody tells me, I say, what other parties did you have?
That's on here?
It's not Pampered Chef.
Was it a Pampered Chef party?
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
What does Kevin Costner say? If you build it, they will come. If you make food, they will come.
Yes, absolutely.
This kind of goes along with what Amy was saying. It's a free cooking class. Amy Rob. How can you say no to that?
Everybody eats. Not everybody wears jewelry.
Hashtag everyone eats.
Yes, everybody eats. So.
I will mail out the invitations for you, and we'll do calling post reminders. Why does it say calling post reminders? I'm not sure why it reads like that. But actually, there was a discussion today on one of the groups that Laura, Amy, and I are in about whether you mail invitations or you don't. And basically, it went back to Carolyn Cram said, no guest list, no party on my calendar.
Yeah, she's pretty hardcore about that.
She was hardcore about that. And then another one said, I let myself stray away from it and saw my show average tank. Yeah. And I will be going back. And you guys know I use Margot. And I definitely attribute my higher show average of a 20% increase last year to mailing invitations. And I had never mailed invitations before. Amy, do you still mail invitations?
No, I have seen my. I think I'm gonna go back to that. No, I kind of went away from it.
But you were doing the mini catalogs. I remember doing labels with you. Yeah. And then Laura, I know you order postcards. Do you let them fill them out, or do you fill them out?
I've done it both ways.
Both ways.
Yeah. And I personally, I prefer to mail them myself.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you know for sure that they went out.
Yep.
Right. I've had people say they also put their address on the first one for the hostess to. Oh, so when she mails them, you get one back.
Now you know that she did it.
Yeah. Right.
So, but I know Nancy Jo has said, if you give me 40 names, I will pay for the postage.
Yeah.
If you don't give me 40 names, I will hand you the receipt when I get there, and please have a check ready.
Yeah.
So if that's the person that's like, I'm too busy, okay, give me your list, I'll do it for you. So, and there are tons of those mail merge like program thingies that you could just spit out the labels and sit there and label them. Okay, so that was that one. Okay, the next one, number 6, is my friends don't have any money. How many times have you heard that one?
No.
We carry 80 products under 10, and there is no, I don't know if that's a current statistic. I know 75% of the catalog is under $30. Is usually the statistic I'm using. Because a lot of times if you're telling them that they're going to order one thing that's $10 and they're paying $5.50 or $7.25, $5.25, whatever it is for shipping, and then they get kind of panties in a wad over that. Then they need a get-together with their friends for a fun night where we can teach them how to make fast and economical meals. You guys know that I freaking Chick-fil-A, and to feed my family of 4, it is $27 to feed my family of 4 Chick-fil-A. Same at Moe's. That's supposed to be fast. Yeah. You got an extra kid. Yeah. You got 3. I don't even know what Amy's costs to go up in there.
You don't want to know. This past week, oh my
God. So we all need
crazy.
If they don't have the money, it's a great thing to show them the fast and easy recipe. It's free and fun. However, I do try to caution my hostess about putting on Facebook, don't worry about buying anything, just show up.
Yeah.
So I will delete that post. I have been known to delete that post because the whole reason you're having the party is so that they will buy, but you don't want to like put the blanket comment out there like, bring all your kids and don't buy anything so I can just babysit your kids and, whatever.
Yeah, I will tell my hostess not to say that because it's really, and I'd say, I don't know how to say this nicely, I say those words to her, but it's not your business. Your friend's checkbook is not your business.
Yes.
So if you put that out there, that's not a nice thing to say. Like I want you to come and have a good time. And if somebody says to you, I can't afford it, I'm not coming, that's when you say, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Just come on, I want to see you. But you don't put it out there to everybody.
That's a form of judging them by like already putting in their head they don't have to buy. And like I think I told you guys the story about my favorite hostess that has since moved away from Hampton, but a person showed up late, didn't make eye contact with me, never talked to me at the show, left early, and bought the stainless steel cooking set outright. So I'm really glad that she never said, if you can't save the whole time, if you can't, don't worry about buying anything.
Right.
All right. The other ones say it's free and fun, and we can do a meal workshop. So I know we've kind of gone back and forth on workshops and how do you do them versus the 10 at a time versus the meal prep of the 10. There's those options there. Number 7, if we do a party for you, I will have to do one for all my other friends who do direct sales. Okay, so I realize you and your friends have lots of choices. Other companies have products you buy and bring home for yourself, but our products benefit the whole family. They will spend a night away from family that will enhance their family years to come. That's Nancy Jo. That's Nancy Jo's, probably straight out of her mouth. She wrote this for herself because that's the whole reason our upline, Nancy Jo, went to her first party because her friend said it was the best night away from my family for my family that she had ever had. This was back in 1980, whatever. Everyone eats, and so they'll learn how to save money by cooking. And then the one that's on here is, do you need another candle or bag? We can stock your kitchen with great products that you'll use every day. So, and I always say this at my show, like, I have a friend that sells every single direct sales company that there is. If you need one, let me know. I'll gladly give you their name. And I also personally say I don't show swap. I had somebody that I met at a event here recently that I did at elementary school. Her and the other Tastefully Simple, she was LuLaRoe, the other one was Tastefully Simple. They seemed really interested. They wanted to do products. So I messaged her here recently and said, do you want to, follow up and do that? And she's like, well, you'll have to do a LuLaRoe for me. And I'm like, if that's the only reason you're booking for me is to show swap, I don't show swap. So she was like, I can't remember if she answered me or not, but I also said, all of my friends are member staff consultants, so it's really hard to get us all in the same place at the same time. You guys have anything else that can go with that? If I do a party for you, you have to do one for everybody else.
I say, no, you don't. No, you don't.
It's beyond it.
And I say, like, I have had Rodent and Fields approach me, and I say, oh, I use Mary Kay. Or I know you guys were doing Michi, like y'all have both bought from Michi, and I guess if you didn't like 31, you could have used that.
Yeah.
Or you can lie.
I lie.
I only carry Coach, sorry.
I lie all the time.
My friend sells X. Can she come and sell too?
No, I hate her. I will trip her at the door and stab her with one of our forged knives, which I like.
What I found is some people, they'll have to split their sales. We all kind of know that one. And the focus on one is the first two little blocks there. They say here, and you guys can help me fill in some more down here. It says, if they insist, I would like to go first so I can make the food and get cleaned up while they're shopping the other company.
That's when I had a little debacle with a hostess a couple months ago. And unbeknownst to me, she was going to have LuLaRoe and Traveling Vineyard. And so I bemoaned that on one of our director pages, and everybody else said, make sure you go first, make sure you go first. It was really hard to be sure I went first. And I felt very rushed, but people bought from me from the other two. Like, at all.
And do you think it's because everybody eats or because you went first?
A little bit of all of that, I think. But I think me going first had the biggest impact. I mean, I really, really felt rushed. I felt like I did like a 2-minute show. It was the fastest thing I've ever done. But I think people, because, people went and looked at the other stuff, but I feel like most people stayed and talked with me about the stuff that we played with. So I feel like capturing that attention was important. But I hate that. I don't know. She can't come out
probably
of
rather buy a $50 on a shirt.
Well, yeah, and plus, once I bought that top $50, I ain't going to spend $50 more over here. So
yeah, so
I think that's the thing. Like, if you kind of get to thinking, because when you go to a thing like that, you're like, all right, well, I'm going to spend X amount. Mm-hmm. I mean, you do have to split up your money, and that is a thing. But I feel like I got them first.
And occasionally at Christmas time, like, if I don't have a show that day, I don't mind joining.
Like an open house.
Like an open house
different.
Situation.
Your guests come into that with a different idea.
Yeah.
Then this is so weird.
Yeah, I haven't had that sprung on me in a really long time, I guess.
A lot of times too, and what worked for me that time is I flipped it around and I said, does the LuLaRoe consultant know that you're having me there? And one of the things that someone had told me is that I guess some LuLaRoe reps are very particular about if you have food when I'm doing your thing, I want it well away, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, because you don't want it on your clothes.
And so I said, you need to check with her because
that's a good one to have in my back pocket. I like that one.
Yeah, I don't want to be, mess up her stuff, but that only really works with clothing. I mean, I don't think it's going to work if, it's a Mary Kay person or candles.
But still, you don't want to be touching food and then put your finger in your eyeball.
Yeah, true. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know if there's anything that I feel like I say the first two right there.
Yes. For that one, I think those first two bullets.
And I try to just shut it down. And said, no, she cannot come. I will step her.
Has anybody got anything else on their mind that we haven't covered that you could put in one of these buckets, or you could put in a whole bucket of its own? Some kind of excuse. I wouldn't say excuse, but
my biggest hang-ups are I'm too busy and the I'm new here. And I think the I'm new here is particular to our region as well because of the military aspect. I mean, when people move here, I mean, you know, like in 3 weeks, they're going to know everybody in the FRG, but they don't know anybody right now. Like they just moved in. So I think that can be an issue here.
And I started my business when Jim and I were fairly new to our first house that we bought. And I did my very first show at my condo, and I used the invitations, and I wrote on there, "Come meet your neighbors." And I didn't know their name, and this is "Come meet your neighbors." And I put it on our street, had like 12 condos on it. And so I just put it on each of the 12 that were there. So, I mean, that's also a way. Mm-hmm. And I've papered our neighborhood too, like, to tell people, like, especially up and down, like when I did I would have open houses here. I would do everybody that was like, that I could see in each direction on both sides of the street. So obviously they had seen my car coming or going, you know, those ones. But for your hostess that may not, obviously doesn't have a paper chef sign sitting in the front yard, that's great. Like just the people that you can see. I don't usually say invite the whole neighborhood. Mm-hmm. But actually that time at Alexis is at a party that was around the corner. Yep. So same street, just on the other loop of it. So, all right, anybody else that I need that we can add in here? And what I might do is over the next couple of days, I might post like one of the abductions that are in bold and see like if anything else comes to your mind that we can share, or the people who aren't able to physically attend because of their location or whatever, to see if they come up with any other ones that we can do. All right, so let me jump over on my agenda. I think I'm up to the recognition. So let me grab the stats. And let's see, y'all fill out stat cards, Amy and Laura.
I did put mine up on that. I don't know why.
Put it where?
The mantle. I don't know why. I just did. That's where it went.
You're gonna grab Nancy. No, I got them. Up here? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I put it up there. I just did. I don't know.
Oh, that's a birthday card.
Put it up there.
You know. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. Put those three there.
Oh,
all right, and then I'm gonna grab the stats card. Or stats.
I close your party out on Monday, or Thursday night, and then over Tuesday and Wednesday. Just 12 me. Tuesday.
Oh, while you're sitting here, your phone's ringing?
Yeah, I'm like, I told you I cannot close your party Tuesday night.
All right, so I'm sorry. Can you see me okay? All right. So, I think across the board, June was a hard month. Just throw that out there because I've heard a lot of y'all say when you first got here. And typically in the past, June has not been a hard month for me. It's just, I did have personally had a lot of cancellations and removing of stuff, but it is important that if you did have a show cancel on you, that you do follow up with them. I was actually trying to think of some kind of wording that I could like, I miss seeing you. Like we should definitely still, like something kind of cutesy, but I haven't got around to that yet.
The other thing is, if you do have a show cancel on you, like, so I have a show Friday night, so if she cancels on me, one thing to keep in mind is don't be like, oh, whatever, I'll just go see a movie and eat a bucket of ice cream because I'm sad and I'm go to the library for 2 hours, get one of the little rooms, and work. You were supposed to be working Friday night anyway. Make it work for you. Make phone calls, use that time like you would have anyway.
I was talking to another director that's up in Pennsylvania that Alexis and I met, and she's eventually wants to take Neighbor Chef full time. So she was asking about my track on how I did that. And I said, when Jim and I, our kids were smaller, obviously they're a lot more self-sufficient now, as you have seen, but when they were smaller, they took a lot more work and all that kind of stuff. So somebody had to be here at night to bathe them and feed them and all that mess. So I remember Jim and I kind of had a discussion that when I wanted to work, say I wanted to do 8 shows a month, but I didn't want to work every weekend, and I was developing that calendar, I kind of said, okay, I'm going to try to schedule shows on Tuesday during the week. So we know one Tuesday is always our team meeting night. And then the other Tuesday, I may try to book 2 of the other 3. And then the other one I'm going to work, but I'm not going to be here. So he knew in his mind every Tuesday of the month, I was always tied up. So, and I know Amy taught night classes and you were on a Tuesday night schedule when you were teaching. So like, if you're going to be gone anyway on that certain night, it's a great time to kind of work, especially if it is on a Monday through Thursday kind of thing, because you can kind of catch people on the phone or whatever. All right, so thank you guys for being here. So you all get your Cash for Conference dollar for that. And then make sure, Sherilyn and Alexis, you still do one of these because I need that side that says that you were here.
Okay. I wrote your name on the paper.
Oh, on this paper. She wrote your name on this paper that you were here. Okay, so I'm gonna, and I know we kind of saw this on our team page, but I'm gonna give a high five to this young lady because she did 1 show last month, and she got 2 bookings. She's so excited because she got her free goodies because she hit the Celophon level 1. She's got 3 shows still in the works, and her sales were $766. Come on up, Amy Rob. High 5. Awesome. All right, so you get to hang out with me here while we go over some people who are not here right now. But Anita, who is on my first line and lives across the state line, did $650 in sales. Caitlin, who was on Amy's team, up the side of the water, did $1,008 in sales last month. Make sure I got everybody else. And then Nancy, who was on the other Nancy, not you. Nancy, who was on my team in Richmond, she's my consultant, has been on my team the longest. She was on my team 10 years in March. She was about to go inactive and put in $346. So she's now active for another 6 months. And then another girl who used to be on her, or who was like on her team, also was about to go inactive and did $249. So nice. Excellent. So I'm going to have, all right, so now I'm going to recognize Jeannie, who is joining us. And Amy Rob, I'll let you, since you're sitting next to me, tell us what her sales were.
Oh, Jeannie had sales of $1,529.80.
Awesome. And then she did 3 total shows. Her highest show was $639. With the Celophon level, she earned level 1 and level 2. That's awesome. And she also officially qualified. So, yeah, we're very excited that you got all that taken care of. And I'll be mailing you your qualification bag because whenever you qualify, you hit $1,250 in sales for the first time. You get a bag that holds a catalog. So we'll be sending that to you in the mail. All right, thank you, Amy, for joining me up here. All right, and then I do have, before I jump into director recognition, I have one special gift. Sherilyn, if you'll come up here. So Sherilyn probably forgot, but I think it actually technically was in April, you broke the milestone of 15,000 in career sales. So when you do that, it is a nice, significant accomplishment with Pampered Chef, and you automatically get a 2% raise with Pampered Chef every month, so you don't ever want to lose that. Yeah. And their gift to you is, if you can see in there, is a chef's hat. I know you need glasses.
I do, right? I'm like, what?
Can we hold it? Let me see it now. So she's got a chef's hat necklace. So that's what Amy was talking about, logo wear earlier. That's a great conversation starter. So, and then blah, 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 blah. Just make sure I put on that. All right, and Jean Jonas like sent it to me. So there's your little pouch.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Photo op.
Oh, photo op.
Here we go. Yeah, hold that baby up there.
There we go.
Yay. Good.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'll have my director friends join me up here.
That might need those.
No, yours is the cardstock. Don't pull that one.
All right. Okay.
What we're gonna do. All right, so I'll do Laura because I'm sitting over here to the right. Laura did 2 shows. She got 1 booking. She got the free for all level 1, and her total sales were $838 for the month of June.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say July.
So yeah, not the best month I've had in a while, but I did carry a little bit over for July just because I knew it was going to count more for me for July than it would for June. So awesome. That's that. Amy is next up with total, let's see, 5 shows. She did 5 shows. Top show of, holy moly, $1,601.62. From those shows, she got 2 bookings, and her total sales for the month were, get this, $4,601. Congratulations. That's a great month.
Okay, so Tiffany did 7 shows, got 5 bookings. Top show was 1226. Woo! 1 new consultant, she doesn't even know who it is.
I just randomly got an email that says you have a new consultant on your team, and I looked to try to stalk the person on Facebook, can't find them. I've tried to call them, the phone number's disconnected. Have emailed them and haven't heard back.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Wahoo this month. I didn't Wahoo. I didn't forget. But Tiffany's been selected to be a speaker, a trainer at our national conference. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And she has a smoking hot dress to wear.
Yes.
So with that being said, total commissionable sales for the month of June, $5,057.
Woo woo. Awesome.
Thank you.
Sauce. Very
Now,
good.
another director in the area, you'll have to stay up here with me, is asked me who I was going to conference with this year. And I was like, oh, my buddy Amy, my buddy Laura. I fly in with Amy, I fly out with Laura, and then I have my roommate Kayla who will join me from Nebraska when she gets there. And so she sent us 80s attire
Oh my
because there's going
Lord.
to be a director's event,
What else am I wearing?
and we're going to be wearing jelly bracelets. And
my gosh.
so the aqua one is mine, sorry.
What's it
But yeah, so you guys will get to pick. Do you want green, pink, whatever? And then there's pins in here. Gnarly. So there's a directors only event. There's an
funny.
80s party. So she, I guess,
Who
got
was
like
this?
Shelly Lee. She's the director. We met up in Pennsylvania, and then I met her again at Nancy Joe's retreat. But
Too fun.
yeah, so she sent all these, and when I opened it, I kind of peeked in. I was like, oh wait, no, look at that, like deeply tonight. So I didn't even open the card yet. Yes. You're the only one who got a pen. Oh, okay, so mine says gnarly. So these are for us. We can divvy these out. Or you can keep
on my
those.
head.
Yeah, you can keep that one if that's the color you like. It doesn't matter. I thought that was totally fun that she sent those to us for national conference. All right, so now I'm gonna make sure.
While she's flitting around, we're supposed to dress up for our 80s party. And so some people, like there's a whole slew of people that are going as the backup girls for Addicted to Love. They're just going to the hair and the guitar.
Oh, I would
So-
love to do that.
And now I would, except it's Natalie Frank and I kind of want to stab her. So there's a whole list of people that I'd like to stab. So we've all been kicking around like, should we just like go over?
Isn't your upline going to Salt and Pepper?
No, Shaprisis.
Shaprisis.
Oh, and Joanne. Yes. So
Yes.
yeah. Okay. So we're all kind of toying with like what we should do.
Are you
And
gonna do?
I don't know. And the funny thing is, like, some of the consultants who are older are like, wait, I lived through the 80s and it's not the crap that you guys are posting. Like, I don't remember. I remember a lot of jeans and some shoulder pads and short hair. That's all I remember. And I'm like, yeah, 'cause I don't think it was all like as overdone as it was. But I may be Richard Simmons.
Unless you were the heated lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to see with a shout of a wahoo who earned a cellophane level last month.
Woo!
Woo! All right, and then I need to look at the tickets and do all this. I probably should have done that before the meeting started. In the month of June, for every party you did, you got one entry for a cooking show. You got 2 entries for each. I'm sorry, 1 entry for each catalog, 2 entries for each cooking. And then I'm going to draw a winner, and you get a Manny or Petty, I guess. Basically, we'll give you $1 amount. And, like, if Jeannie was the winner or one of the out-of-town girls, we would mail them their gift card. If you are in town and the winner will, like, take you and coordinate a deal with us or whatever. So, and then continue to work through your little blue book. I can't remember if, like, you have a little blue book. I think you have one. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I have spares, so that's why I wrote myself a note in case you want in there. And then I do want to thank our lovely guest, Shonda, for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
And
She won't stab you.
yeah, she won't stab me. I will. All right, and then next up is Laura is going to be talking to us about team building.
All right, she's getting her stuff together.
So while she's doing that, my tech tip, I was gonna do that afterwards, but I'll just do it right now, is yesterday I was looking for something completely off the wall. I was looking for like things to post. So I went in Consultant's Corner under training and was looking like at product training or stuff like that. And that's where I found that whole section about bacon.
Yeah.
And so that's why I texted a couple of you guys and said, did you know there's a page on Consultant's Corner about bacon? And then I copied and pasted it into an Evernote so I could share it with you guys. But that was just one of those things that just kind of creeped into Consultant's Corner that nobody really knew about.
Apparently, I feel like there should be an announcement that there should be a national moment.
Yes, like a blog, like a
Make
blog
a commercial.
Yeah,
I
about
don't know.
bacon.
President should know.
And so they gave you 4 different products. I haven't looked at it yet. They gave you 4 different products to use, the amount of pieces you were cooking, the item to cook it in, and then I think the amount of minutes or whatever, depending on what you were doing. Yeah, because they said like the first level of bacon was like use the shallow baker, the micro shallow
baker,
thing.
yes.
No, not the ridge
No.
baker, but the black one. That's
Oh no, you can't. I'm sorry. It'll melt. Remember that?
bacon.
Yes, that's everybody's had an issue with it.
Okay, so then the next level is
Let's
the
go to level 2.
ridge baker.
Okay.
I don't remember what level 3 was. So level 4 is
Bar pan.
bar pan,
Okay.
like to put the whole pound on there. So
bar pan.
I mean bar pan all the way. Why would you only want 4 pieces of bacon?
No.
I got for level 3. That would be the 12-inch skillet to me.
Maybe it was a skillet.
It'd be some kind of cookware.
Yeah. So it was a griddle.
My husband today taught my son how to cook bacon in a 12-inch skillet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ridge baker?
And I always like tell him to do
That's
it in
it.
the ridge baker because you know if he's gonna make it, he only needs like 4 pieces.
Yeah, for him.
But
Yeah.
no, he showed him how to do the whole thing. So I can imagine. So
Yeah.
bacon is important.
Bacon is very important. So that is my tech tip. Is every once in a while, just kind of like go into the training tab and let it drop down and see what pops up new. All right, so Laura, you're up. Come on up.
All right, so I'm going to take a few minutes to share with you about a training that I heard on my upline director's director call. So she does that like once a month with her team. And she had a guest speaker. Her name is Shelly Tuzzolini, I think is her name. I'm not even sure she's on Barb's team. She probably is. But yeah. Anyway, so Shelly had, in the last several months, had really seen some increases in her personal recruiting. And actually, she must be on Barb's downline because she was at the director retreat in January. So she said that she made just a conscientious, intentional decision to really try to make a difference in her personal recruiting. And I think I have her stats here towards the end, but she had 4 people that signed up within 1 hour in May. And then had 2 more, at least 2 more in June. I don't know her final numbers. And she'd had several in March as well. All right, so here's what, this is kind of a little thing she wrote about her experience, and I sort of changed the wording a little bit. Anyway, so she said that for many years she had focused on selling the dream, which selling the dream just means, you know, that our business is an amazing, you know, product all by itself, and, you know, that you can achieve so many things with your life by just making a decision to join the Pampered Chef. Okay, so that, you know, whatever your goals are, whether you want to, you know, pay off a car or, you know, buy a vacation for your family or, you know, like get a horse, that's a dream. Okay, but then she said that she was also trying, and not selling the kit, and then she was also trying to find and recruit someone just like her, because, you know, she figured, you know, she had this career approach to the Pampered Chef and was doing 2 shows a week, and that was the kind of person that she was, you know, attracted to personally. She said that was a mistake, and that she was missing out on so many incredible people that just doing 1 show a week or even 1 a month or even 1 every 6 months, that's all those people needed. Okay, so she thought about offering the opportunity to everyone, and came to find out that talking about what she made, meaning her own income, and how they can make that too, and travel and so on, it was overwhelming to people, and they kind of like just tuned out. So she made this intentional decision and decided to focus on recruiting, offer it to everyone, and find out which apron fits them. So her starting goal was to recruit 2 people a month, no matter what, and she started with the parties that she already had on her calendar and asked each host to consider doing this business, and that their party would be their kickoff. Okay, so now that's not something you have to do. That's her decision was to offer that to those hosts if they wanted to make it their kickoff party. Then she changed her verbiage at her shows, and she said, as you know, like maybe sometime at the beginning of her show, or maybe towards the part where she was, you know, getting ready to talk more about recruiting and about joining the business and so forth. She said, "I know you did not come here looking for a job. Like, right? Most people come to have fun, have some food, what. But this could be just what you need in your life. Watch what I do and see if you can imagine yourself hanging out with friends, eating, drinking, and shopping while you make money. Okay, does that sound like who wouldn't want to do that, right? And then she would do a recruiting talk with her door prize slip towards the end of her show. Some of the things that she mentioned were learning more about earning money. Let's see if this apron fits you. These are just words that can trigger different things for different people. She would say something like, I've been doing Pampered Chef for a blank number of years, and I still love my job, and who can say that, right? The beauty of this business is you work for yourself, and you work when you want. You can do this like me, or you can work this as much or as little as you need. She would say maybe working 1 day a week, you could make, well, she must have a high show average because she said $500. I don't know. If you're making $500 for one night, I don't know what the commissionable sales on that is. But anyway, I think that maybe is a typo or something. But anyway, whatever your personal show average is, or you could just use the show average of the company. So that would be like $100. Okay, you could work one night and make $100. Or you could work two nights or 2 days and make $200.
Maybe that was 1 night a week. Make $500 for the month. Yeah,
that's probably what it was. Yeah, if you were working 1 day a week, you would make $500 for the month. Thank you. Okay, and then basically you decide how much you want to make. You can do this as an online consultant, so that's becoming more and more of a thing. And how many of you are on Facebook? Like everybody in the room. Why not get paid to be on there? Doing this as a catalog consultant is easy. You pass catalogs around, clipboards, and then turn them in to get paid. Some other things, she talks about no delivery, no inventory, just hanging out, having fun with your friends. Whether you love to cook, hate to cook, Pampered Chef is for you. Because there's going to be people out there that not only don't cook, but don't want to cook, don't like to cook. But does that mean that they couldn't make some money doing what we do? Heck no. She loves that she gets to write off everything. Even, I don't know why she said Food Network, unless she's talking about cable television. But heck, I write off a lot of groceries. I write off every time I go to anywhere. If I get in my car, I make sure that I'm doing something for Pampered Chef so I can deduct that mileage. So anyway, then she goes on, I'm sure you all have questions. Let's chat to see how this can fit into your life and which apron fits you. And if you're planning to have your own party, we're going to help you get your kit ordered first. And then this is what she offers. I will come and help you do your party. You'll get the commission and all the bookings. If after you do your party and with your friends and decide this isn't for you, then you're done. You're done. This is a win-win. The worst case that can happen is you can have all these new products, have fun with your friends and family, and have a pocket full of money. That's the worst case. The best case is you do this and it changes your life. So those are just some of the words, and I have a separate handout that I sent to Tiffany that she'll attach to the meeting notes with all of those words. So do you want to say every one of them? Just take the ones that you feel most comfortable with and just maybe start, one at a time, two at a time, adding them to some of the things that you're already saying and see if you start to see some difference in focusing on the fun and all of those kinds of things as opposed to what's in it for you personally. Not that you were, doing that already, but another thing to keep in mind is that recruiting is a numbers game. You have to keep your funnel full of leads to have enough people to work with so that we were talking about fishing earlier, so that you catch some of those fish. If you only focus on the few or the ones that are like you, or only choose the ones that said maybe and not keep asking the new ones, you're going to miss out on the people who really need this. Keep in mind that we have a gift to offer and we need to offer it to everyone. It's up to them to take it or not, and don't prejudge. Okay, so here was in her 4 recruits in May, she signed. One was a previous consultant that had hung up her apron because her mom was ailing. And after her mom passed, she needed to be around positive, happy people that love and support her. And now it was her time, so she just went online and signed up all by herself. Another one was from a virtual party that she'd had a couple months ago, and she just kept in touch with the girl. A couple other people were also previous hosts and had connections through virtual parties too. So I don't know if that's something that you guys are doing or not doing, but following up with those people that are on those VPs is a good thing to do. So follow up and asking everybody is, bottom line, keeping it simple, no pressure, and have fun. And your friends and guests and hosts will too. And that's why people want to join our business, because they want to have fun and they want to make some money too. Okay, that's it. That's
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. And so, yeah, Laura sent me her words earlier, so they are already in that attachment. And Alexis is our note taker, so she has all that there. And then also the handouts that Amy gave you guys too, like especially that hostess one-on-one thing is on there. And if you wanted to print the fish and the worms in color, you could do that too. All right, so I have a couple of quick announcements to go over. I'm trying to remember them all because my brain is a little scattered. All right, so one of them is, you may have seen on the team page that we moved the August meeting from the 2nd of August to the 9th. So August is typically our family meeting. So that's family with an R in it, for you to bring your friends, your family, your support person, your children, and we usually do some fun stuff. So things that we've done in the past is, last year it was when we did the contest with the veggie strip maker, and we let all the kids shred every vegetable that we had, and that was hilarious to watch. And messy. We've done where a husband has done a demo before. We've done a guessing game with spices and rubs. We've done new product, where we will be doing the new product reveal, and that's one of the reasons we want to move it to the 9th, is so that there is enough time for the products to get here, because you guys want to see the new stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So we figured, if, even though they say they're shipping them the last week of July, by moving it to the 9th, there are also 5 Tuesdays in August, so we have time. My other question was, since you guys are here, I think we should vote together as a group. The first Tuesday of September always falls on our first day of school.
Not always. Last year, the first day was, we had our meeting the first day, and then next week was the first
right, because the calendar went.
I went back.
Yes, you went back. Is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
So we haven't had to tackle this in 2 years.
Right.
All right. So would you guys rather have our team meeting on Tuesday the 6th,
First day of school.
first day of school, or move it to the 13th?
When will you come? We go into a meeting when you will come. You have to say a word.
And Nancy has no school-age children, so she doesn't care. You don't care either? Doesn't matter?
I picked the 13th.
You picked the 13th? I was kind of thinking either, like, I feel like we'd be more in the routine on the 13th and less. Like, the first day of school is kind of just like, okay.
Are you kidding? They give you all that stuff to sign.
Oh, shit. I give it to Jim. Yeah, Jim has better. Okay, you have homework. Jim has better handwriting than I do, so I usually give it to him.
That never happened. I mean, when you have more than 1 or 2 and you're doing 3 or 4 kids, it's crazy. Yeah.
All right, so what we split down the middle with that?
I 13th.
13th?
13th it is. It happened.
All right, so, all right, Jeannie's excited. Okay, so we're moving both August and September. So put this on your calendar, August 9th, September 13th. And then typically it will be October 4th.
I will not be.
Is that somebody's birthday?
His birthday.
Sam's birthday.
October 4th.
October 4th.
That's Leanna's birthday.
Is it the same day?
Mm-hmm. 10-4, yo.
10-4 over.
10-4. It's my husband's birthday.
Is it really? What the heck are you people doing on the first of the year? Wait a minute. Y'all are New Year's Eve babies. That's what that is. You know that, right? That's a New Year's Eve baby.
I usually fall asleep on New Year's Eve. I'm like,
then November will be the 1st. And sometimes we're out of school that day, but I think last year we didn't care. It was still, people had to go to work and it was all normal. And then in December, because I know you guys are going to get your back to school calendar here before you know it, December we typically do the first Monday because it's National Meeting Day. Yeah. And we usually have to do whatever they tell us.
That may change this year. It seems like a lot of stuff's been kind of shaken up.
Yeah, so that's why when I initially did this a year ago, I kind of was like, I don't know.
Did you say November 1st?
November 1st is the first Tuesday, yeah.
Okay. That's another 5 Tuesday month.
Yes, it is a 5 Tuesday month.
Halloween.
But we don't want to do it the 8th because it's election day.
Is that the election day? Okay, I didn't know.
The 8th.
Okay. Well, then it's better because school will be in on the 1st and it's usually out for us on the 8th. on the 31st.
Right.
November.
Oh, yes.
Don't get anything done.
All right, so some other things you need to know, I wanted to make sure you had those meeting dates, is tomorrow is Tips from the Top. It's the first Wednesday of every month, and I'll reshare the dial-in number for that. The second and fourth Tuesday of the month is our opportunity calls, and so I have been posting like whatever picture home office gives us of the 2 people leading those calls. So, what was it on here? We are still doing the green by 15 cards. So if you are green, which means you have submitted at least 150 in individual sales or a $200 minimum show, you will be getting a postcard in your mail. And last month, our only person on my team was Anita. I don't know. I didn't look to see if you guys had anybody. And then, hi, Patty. I am going to submit, you guys, I reposted the picture of the logos, the P, Spoon, C logos. You were the one that asked me because I went and grabbed my sheet paper, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't you ask me?
They're stickers?
They're stickers. So you can put them on a notebook. You could put, I want to put mine on my water bottle because especially when we go to conference, everybody's water bottle looks the same.
So is it,
they're like a vinyl
it's
sticker.
clear, except for the logo itself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the backing on there is white or something, and
so you
I
can't
couldn't
tell.
decide.
Yes.
I mean, I know that.
So there are
no-brainer,
12 colors I counted today. Kayla wants one of each color, so I had to count how many colors there were. But I am, if I pick them up from our conference, I don't have to charge shipping because I'm picking them up. So it's $3 per sticker. So I know Amy Robb said she wanted some more, or wanted to get on my list. So I wanted to make sure.
Maybe I want to order some. I just thought I kept thinking water bottle, and I didn't want to put it on the
water bottle, notebook, binder, the side of your car. I know you have. Yeah, I mean, I mean they're vinyl, so they'll stick to whatever. Somebody said a box. I was like, I don't know what kind of box you're using, but I don't know. Okay, and then, all right, so I need to do the raffle. This is from the last time we did Cooking for Books, or we filled it up. So every time we fill up that poster board in the other room, Alexis, you didn't put your name on there twice.
I don't understand it twice then.
Because last month I didn't put it on there. This was from the month before. So this actually filled up in May. So you brought something in June, didn't you? But didn't you you didn't bring something tonight? Oh, okay. Okay, so the person who wins for this, and you get to just look out of my collection. There's two there.
But you put your name on it last month, Alexis.
Correct.
She did it tonight for last month. All right, this one says Alexis Kalinor. So there you go. All right, so these will get tossed, and we'll start our new list. So thank you guys for bringing those recipes, because without that, we would not be eating at our meeting. All right, who needs raffle tickets?
A lot of raffle tickets. Some cool in there.
All right, so you need a white one. I don't even, it doesn't even matter what color, but. What's that?
Is the meeting pretty much done?
Yes, so you can sign off if you need to, because we're just going to do the raffles and stuff, but I'm going to keep recording.
I got to take Frankie to the hospital, so.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, he's just really sick.
Oh my gosh, yes, go.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
What'd she say?
She's taking her husband to the hospital.
Oh my god.
All right, so that is for catalogs.
Oh my god.
All right, and how many do you want?
3 for 5, right?
Yes, 2, 3.
Here, I'll give you that. Thank you.
There you go. All right, so 3 for you. 1, 2, 3 for Amy.
Yards where you go for urgent
care. And then how many do you want, Charlene?
Yeah.
It's 3 for 5. Y'all both need change? I have change. How many you want? $3. 3 for 5.
Yes.
Charlene, how many you want? 3 for 5.
Yes.
There might be a cat.
To keep the odds.
Cat right there too. Other way. Turn the other way.
Maybe no, but I have one.
That would be so
I
good.
still like that.
I'll give you another 5 minutes. Okay.
All my first
Oh,
time.
Oh, sorry. You're fine. I just need the money back.
I just had to have it too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is way up and you turn it.
Yeah.
All right. So raffle tickets. Let me just do this change before I need to fix them.
Sorry. Don't talk to her.
Huh? Yes.
For a black bag.
Oh, for the meeting, that's envelopes, not for like my household envelopes. Those are sitting over there on the floor. All right, and then, I need this. Okay, so anybody else raffle tickets? Are we good? Y'all got even odds? All right, here's the bag.
Good stuff, guys.
All right, I'm scared to pick a winner. Okay. Should I do the catalog one first since Nancy, you're the only one in there?
Okay,
There you go.
Oh,
Let me have that. There's a postcard in there. Let me have that postcard back, or the next card, whatever. Yes, thank you. All right, so the winner of this orange ticket is 763 2 5 1. Nancy, awesome.
Again?
Last month they were the only two here, and they both got $5, and so they're like, well, it's one of us or the other.
Nancy always wins. What'd you get?
Always. I did not.
Always. Yes,
Me
Nancy,
too.
yes, you do.
I think you do.
The lion.
I just got mine today.
What is that? Oh, it's the Patsy thing.
Patsy? Another water bottle?
Another. See?
I earned the other one.
Oh, snap. Heard that? Earned it. Okay, so I have to tell you, at one of my shows, we were looking at the mason jar with a little drop-in koozie, and I was like, I don't know why you would put this inside, and one girl was like, you put your milk in there and your cereal in the mason jar. I was like, yes!
Oh!
Yes! That is exact. She's like, I want to eat cereal and milk at work every day. I'm like, yes!
That's such a good idea.
I was like, why would you put the jar inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
And have half a salad.
Yes.
And cereal.
That's brilliant.
awesome.
Yeah.
Jar.
All right, so for recording sake, those of you who are going to watch the recording, the raffle bag is all the salad in a jar, the new products from June 1st. So Nancy won that, and so that is the end of our meeting, was our raffle. So we hope that you enjoyed the meeting and that you will join us next month. Thanks so much.